All right, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 Family Fantasy Football special right now. I guess we have the draft to go over. We had the draft last week, and then we have the matchups to go over because we had, obviously some great matchups last week. Some I don't want to talk about, but we'll get into that later. And to finish it off, we had the power rankings, which everybody is here for, the power rankings. All right, to start it off, actually, even before we do the draft, we will I will give one brief little sentence about everybody's year last year, kind of. And I'll, I guess that's the best way to say it. Just a recap quickly of last year. So first up, champ, number one, first time winning. Congratulations to Mike. Big, long time coming. He finished 9-5. Great record. And he just showed up in the playoffs. Killed it in the playoffs. And then up next we got Chris, the runner-up. He was 10-4, and he seemed to just be the favorite all year round, and then just lost in the end to Mike. Third we got Papadou. He finished 7-7. He seemed to be a contender all year long, and he actually owns the biggest blowout game of last year. I think he blew out Sean, but I forget. Up next, we got Connor. Big disappointing year last year. He finished 5-9, and I think the expectations were a little too high for this guy. Up next, we have me, two-time. I finished 7-7, and I don't feel like the record fully represented my team. I finished with the highest scoring team, and I felt like I did a lot better than the record showed. Up next, Ryan, but he wasn't playing last year. Don't feel like talking about it. Sean's next. And Sean finished 8-6. Great record. And I also feel like that record doesn't fully represent his success. I feel like Sean's team was a contender all year round. Up next, we got Mark, 6-8. I don't think he wants to talk about that year, just that his last year, just like how I don't. But that's just another disappointing year, and he missed the playoffs yet again. Up next, we have Liv. Liv's team, low expectations. Well, those low expectations were exceeded. She finished 9-5 and finished in third place. Oh, I probably should have been saying what place everybody finished in. Mark finished in 8th. Sean finished in 6th. Ryan didn't play. I finished in 4th. Connor finished in 9th. Papadou finished in 5th. Chris finished in 2nd. Mike, obviously, our champion. And last but not least, Sarah. Sarah finished 2-11-1 for last place. But here's some good news. Her 2 wins came against number 1 ranked teams both times. So, that's something. But that was last year. Here is this year. Here is our draft little recap. So I'll try to do this quickly since attention spans aren't high. But up first, we'll go over Mike. I'll go in the same order that I went through here. But Mike, ESPN graded his draft an A+. His diamond was JT, obviously Jonathan Taylor, the best player in the league. And his steal of the draft might be Adam Thielen with the 80th pick in the draft. Up next, we are looking at Chris, and ESPN grades his an F, actually, an F. So his diamond is McCaffrey, and his steal is Chris Godwin with the 59th pick. Up next, we got Papa Do. ESPN graded his an A. So our 2 A's are out of the way already. Mike and Papa Do have our A's. And our diamond, his diamond, is Eckler. And his steal of the draft, I believe, is Etienne Jr., the running back out of Jacksonville, the 58th pick in the draft. Up next, we have Let's Ride Connor. And his player he believed to be the diamond before the league started was CeeDee Lamb. And his steal were both the running backs from the Patriots, the 104th pick and the 97th pick. ESPN graded his a D, though. Up next, me. I believe my diamond in the draft was Justin Jefferson. I believe my steal of the draft was Hunter Renfrow with the 65th pick. ESPN graded mine a C. Up next, Ryan. Ryan was a smart ass as always, and he believed that his diamond was McPherson, his kicker. I didn't feel like asking him again for another answer, so I went with it. And his steal of the draft was TJ Hawkinson. I don't know if he told me that or not, but ESPN graded his a C, though, so same as me. Up next is Sean. Sean's diamond is Josh Allen. His steal, Dameon Pierce with the 74th pick. ESPN graded a D. Mark's next. His diamond is Swift. His steal is Michael Pittman Jr., the 33rd pick. ESPN graded his an F, though. I don't know if I said what Sean was. Sean was a D. Mark's an F. Mark's the F. So there's our 2 A's and our 2 F's. Whoa. Oh, never mind. Up next is Liv. Liv's diamond is Cooper Kupp. Or Kelsey. Kels. I always forget. The steal of the draft is Jalen Hurts, 49th pick. ESPN graded hers an A. Well, I think one of those A's I graded an A. I think it was Mike's. I thought Mike had a good draft. Sarah's up next, and her diamond was Jamar Chase, and her steal was Kareem Hunt with the 70th pick. I don't know what ESPN graded her because I didn't write it down. All right. That's done and out of the way. Here's what everybody's been waiting for. A weekly recap. Matchups. All right. First up, Good Christian Boys versus Papa Do. Good Christian Boys get the win, 105-82. Their top scorers, A.J. Dillon, 19 points, 45 yards and a touchdown. And Justin Herbert, 23 points, 279 yards, throwing and 3 touchdowns. The busts in this matchup were Mike Williams with only 3 points. He had 2 receptions and 52 yards. And Dawson Knox, 1 point, 1 reception for 5 yards. Next matchup, Sunny Side Up versus Catalina Wine Mixing. And Catalina Wine Mixing walks away, or I should say runs away with this win, 142-100. The top scorers, we have Jamar Chase with 28 points, 10 receptions, 129 yards, and a touchdown. And Michael Pittman Jr., 9 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown. The busts of this week, we have a lot on Sarah's team. Kamara, Zeke, and Kyle Pitts combined for a total of 15 points between the 3 of them. And the other one is, I don't even know how, Cole Met, the tight end in Cincinnati, I think. 0 receptions, 0 yards, 0 points. So there you go. Up next, Let's Ride versus Low Expectations, which I think she has to change the name at this point. Because Low Expectations walked away with the win, 106-79. The top scorers in this one was Gibson with 19 points. He had 58 yards running, and then he had 7 receptions for 72 yards. And then Cooper Kupp, obviously, I think he was the top. Well, no, he wasn't. Cooper Kupp with 31 points, 13 receptions, 128 yards, and a touchdown. And then the busts of this week, we have CeeDee Lamb with only 4 points, 2 receptions, 29 yards. Won't blame it on him, though. His quarterback went down. But this player I will blame it on. Cam Akers, 0 points, 0 yards. Yep, Liv just gave me a look. She's not happy about that. All right, up next, Firemouth versus Pup and Suds. This had the potential to be game of the week. So, Firemouth walks away with a pretty good win, I'd say. 153 points, 153 to 127. So this is our second highest scoring game. Top scorers in this, we had a tie here between Josh Allen and Devontae Adams with 30 points. Josh Allen had 297 yards and 4 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 10 receptions, 141 yards and a touchdown. Now on the other side, we had JT, 27 points, 161 yards and a touchdown. God, I miss having him on my team. And the busts of this week, we have David Montgomery with 7 points. He only had 26 yards rushing. I don't know how many receiving. And Adam Thielen, 6 points, 3 receptions, 36 yards. Forgetting. The good old boys versus my father's team. Ryan Liv's looking at me confused. Don't worry about it. I'm working up my confidence to it. But Ryan walked away here with a 162 win to 150. So 162 to 150. Top scorers here, we have Jefferson with 39 points. I think that was the top scoring player this week. He had 9 receptions, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then we have Mahomes and Saquon. Mahomes had 34 points and Saquon had 33. Mahomes had 5 throwing touchdowns and Saquon had 164 yards and a touchdown. And those are the matchups. So just quickly, I know I keep saying quickly, but I'm not really being quick. But some takeaways, just week 1. Nobody needs to freak out yet. Ryan is back, and he seems to know what he's doing. Dak Prescott going down affects multiple teams in this league, so keep an eye on Dallas and what they do. Young Ho is the greatest of all time. Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson is going to be fun to watch. Does Derrick Henry, Kamara, Zeke, Aaron Jones, and Cam Akers have bounce back weeks? And Saquon's going to be fun until it's not. Papadou may not need to worry now, but Let's Ride might need to make some moves. Yeah, so that's my feeling on that one. So the 2 teams that struggled the most, Papadou and Let's Ride. I feel like Papadou just had a bad luck week, and Let's Ride I just feel like it's a shit team. So power rankings. ESPN had Ryan number 1, Mike 2, Sean 3, Kevin 4, Sarah 5, Liv 6, Chris 7, Mark 8, Papadou 9, Connor 10. But that's not our power rankings. The power rankings are this. Up first, we have Ryan. Other than the obvious, leading the league with the points, team just looks great. He's got a healthy Saquon. Got Stephon Diggs, who has an argument for best receiver. Mahomes, who is, Mahomes. So, team's good. Second up, I put Sean. Sean put up 153 points without a running back scoring more than 15 points. And he has Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, and Montgomery. So they will be getting more than 15 points. That team is scary. In third place, I put Mark. So big difference here. Mark went from 8 to 3 in this. I believe it's deserved though. I think that he has an unbelievable running back combo, and he scored the fourth most points with somebody having 0 points. So his tight end had 0, yet he still scored, more than 6 other people in the league. On fourth in the power rankings, I have me. I am the first team I'm putting on that has an L, but that's because that L came against Ryan, and he is obviously arguably the best team in the league right now. And I also scored the third most points. And I think the team's going in a great direction. Yeah. Up next, we got Mike. Mike had a strong performance from the star man JT, as expected, and help from Jerry Jeudy and the Bills defense. Yeah, and they gave him plus 125 points. So that's like, yeah, it's up there. It's a lot of points. Forget where that ranks to, but I have a tie here for sixth. So the tie first, you could change these two, but first I'll just go with Liv. No more low expectations. Cooper Kupp is getting plus 25, almost as guaranteed as Liv drafting him. Still, she only had 3 players that scored more than 10. So 3 players that scored double-digit points. And she walked away with the win in 100 plus points total. So when the rest of her team does eventually hit, that's a team to look out for. Up next, we have Chris. Only 1 point behind Liv, scoring-wise, total-wise. Seems to be a very solid team that just needs a little push from Mike Williams and others. So I have him right there in the middle of the pack. 8th place, I put Sarah. So Sarah scored 100 points with 2 running backs with 6 points each. The team is full of potential, and I think it is still dangerous, and it has a very high ceiling. So, yeah. And 9th, I put Papadou. I think we're all surprised with the lackluster start his team had, but it should bounce back. And that's why I did not put him last, and the team that I did put last is Connor. And the only reason why I did is because as soon as all the games were done, he texted me saying he hated his team. So if you hate your team's not gonna do well. So there you have it. First video done and over with. Can't believe it talked for 20 minutes, but boom, there you go. Power rankings. All right. Am I good? Oh, I didn't.